Welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to Campbell's Cove and Bailey's Beach. Campbell's Cove and Bailey's Beach is located in the suburb of Werribee South Victoria Australia, 34 kilometres or 21 miles southwest of the state capital Melbourne. At Campbell's Cove there is a row of approximately 150 small houses lining the waterfront running east from the intersection between Cunningham's road and the track which runs along the beach. Most have timber, fibro walls with iron roofing. The houses are generally about 3 metres wide with a minimal spacing between them. And at Bailey's Beach, which is just down the road a bit, there are boat houses that are also on the waterfront to the west end of Cunningham's road. There are approximately 10 boat houses there. Each of the structures have their own concrete boat ramp with foundations of stone boulders, and some have small jetties. Now, just for some brief history, the first of these fishing shacks were built at Bailey's Beach in the late 1920s. They were extended northwards to Campbell's Cove in the 1940s and 50s. The area is named after a Freddie Campbell who lived in one of the early shacks on Bill Bailey's land and had a role as a caretaker. Only a few years ago, Campbell's Cove was better known as Melbourne's closest nudist beach. Unfortunately, the nudist beach now has closed since 2015. The Campbell Cove's boat houses vary in shape, size and colour. While some have been built using discarded or used materials, others have been rebuilt with modern modcons and with generators, solar panels, bottled gas and water tanks. The view across Port Phillip Bay can extend to the heads on a clear day. The beach is not groomed and natural in every way and thus subject to the elements, with an off-lead dog area at one end. So without further ado, let's make our way through the CBD of Melbourne to Campbell's Cove and Bailey's Beach. Now, just as a heads up to those who are new to this channel, all the old historical images, I normally get them from like state libraries, local libraries. I don't necessarily just rely on them. I also look at like Facebook to seek out some of the old photos there. And what I always do is give credit where credit is due. I'll make a note of the references and the credits in the description below. So by all means go into the description below and have a look and find out that information yourself. heads up, in the background from time to time, you will see an oil rig. Now that oil rig is not drilling for oil or anything like that. It's actually come in for maintenance. So I'm just going to guess and say that maintenance is going to occur somewhere in North Shore or in Geelong. Now, for those who might be curious, these boat sheds or beach shacks or whatever you'd like to call them, they are ranging from about $150,000 to just over $200,000 each. Now, it's August, sort of September 2023, and there is 3 up for sale. So if you're interested, it's one of those situations where you're going to act fast. I think this is a great location, and I don't think you can get much for a beach frontage like this for that sort of prices. And if you compared it to, say, Brighton with those beach boxes there, or the ones near Rye, there's a bargain to be had, and it's only 30 minutes from the CBD. Now, I'm not sure if you can see that, but directly behind me there are 2 black swans. Normally see them as white, but in Australia we have the black ones as well. And no, we don't send them to the Queen for her to eat, or in this case the King to eat. They're very protected in Australia. Now, as you can see, some of them are in disrepair. Some of them are actually brand spanking new, like they've just been built. Obviously, you've only got a certain amount of floor space to play with. And this is what one looks like. It's been left to the elements and for nature. So if we come in here and just sort of hypothetically think that this is a done-up place, and this would be your view looking out. So back in the day you'd put your boat in here, and now most of them are used as little holiday homes. Now, as you can see, some of these are really nice little homes, and some of them have been able to maintain their yesteryear character, like this one. It's all been painted up, it looks good. If you're a fisherman, I couldn't think of anything better. Now this one looks like something a little bit special. It's got like an apartment sort of upstairs and room for your boat downstairs. And needless to say, some people might just even have like a catamaran in there, who knows. But that was the original idea of them. I initially thought it was for fishermen who would come out here and catch the fish during the Second World War, and then be able to stay overnight instead of going back to Melbourne. I'm not 100%. Now the noise in the background, it's just the farmers on their fields at the moment. So that's your sort of background noise. Also you'll hear the odd propellers from planes. And as mentioned earlier, there's an RAF or RAAF base, which is the Royal Australian Air Force. They've got a base here at Point Cook, which is just around the corner, and that's why I guess that noise wasn't the farmers. It's some serious excavating, I guess. We'll have a look at that as well. So this is, what's this one's called? This one's called the Beach Shack. That's its name. This one's a beauty. Now, what you'll also notice is a lot of them do have CCTV for obvious reasons. So, if your intentions are to do something silly around here, you're going to get caught. Now, it does appear that they're turning over the soil. I don't think there's any development here. It's all going to be still farming, as you can see by the fields. By these hedges,
So there's your no camping sign. So yep, can't camp here unfortunately. It'd be an idyllic spot, but you just can't. And just down here, looks like not a bad place just to go for a bit of a swim next to this tree. Yeah, it's not a bad little beach area. So here we are at the back of them. We sort of rode the motorbike past here relatively quickly. Now this one's a bit of an odd one. This one at 112. Now there's no surf here at all. Here in the bay, so this is Port Phillip Bay, so the likelihood of having surf here is pretty much zero. But I guess it's some old boards that they've thrown up for fun. And as you can see, some of them are really well fitted out with stuff to make their lives a little bit more easier inside these things. I'm assuming that's a water collector for fresh water off the roof. Yeah, it looks like they don't have any water here, and I doubt they have any power. I guess they've all got either generators or gas bottles. If we go down here, that makes a lot more sense because I don't see any power lines anywhere. So as you can see, they do have gas bottles. They do have collection for water, which is great. They've gone to a lot of trouble, which is just terrific. Now there are some TV antennas, so once again it has to be a generator of some sort to give them some sort of power. Some have got the solar panels, so there's one of two options. I don't see anyone with like a little wind turbine that you might see on the back of a yacht. If people know what I'm talking about. When you see some of those yachts, they've got these little, like a little mini windmill to generate some power. So yeah.
I keep thinking this would make a great place if you were working from home and your home's a bit noisy and you had this place down here. You could come down with your laptop and do your work. Also, if you're into arts and crafts, you could make this your workshop area and just do those sort of simple little crafty stuff that you might sell at markets. But the tranquility of the place is just lovely. Or just come down and read a book, I guess, if where you live is a bit too noisy. So here we have a bevy, or is it a flock of black swans? I'm not sure what the actual term is, if you see a large number of swans, but here they all are.
So here we have two more, they're not derelict beach houses. They're actually going through the process of Not necessarily getting their permits approved, because I believe, speaking to one of the locals, that the permits have been okayed. It's just a matter of getting some funds together and getting the thing underway. So these two will obviously come down and be redone to something brand new. And once again, just look at the view. It's absolutely terrific. And these swans are having an absolute ball. You don't normally see black swans in such numbers. And speaking to a local, it seems like they do nest in this area as well. So there you go. Here's a few more. Okay, so here we are at Bailey's Beach, and these are the sheds and the boathouses, I guess. We'll go take a look and see what we find. Terrific. This one's a little bit better. As you can see, some of them got the concrete ramps, some of them got like the railway rails to get their boats in and out of. And we're nearly to the end. Nearly there. And that's it. It's the last of. And here we go. This is we've got the fishing club there. It would have been terrific if I'll get the drone up, but once again, just too close to the RAF, the Royal Australian Air Force Base at Point Cook. So as you can see, there's a lot of farming land here. And speaking to the locals, one of the biggest problems they're having is people dumping rubbish, and I have to concur. I did see, like just in front of us right now, there's a McDonald's wrappers and stuff, and yet there's a bin right there. So if you are coming out in the area, please take your rubbish with you. It's just common courtesy. And it's good that they have a bin available, not only for the residents, but also people who might want to come and visit. So as you can see in the background there, the CBD of Melbourne is not all that far away at all. As I mentioned, it's about 30 minutes.
just behind this truck on the right, a little bit further down, is like the side entrance to the Royal Australian Air Force Point Cook base. Now, for those who are interested, just as a general rule, you are not permitted to fly a drone within 5.5 kilometres of any airfield or airdrome or airport. And that's one of the reasons I couldn't get the drone up at this location at Campbell's Cove and Bailey's Beach. So if you did like this video, by all means, click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please subscribe, it doesn't cost you a cent. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.